Welcome to the show. As soon as I get this right here, Steelers Round Podcast, very own JT. JT, how you doing?
Hey, brother, what's going on, man? Thanks for the
Oh,
plug.
no
Nice
problem,
little
brother.
graphic intro too. Appreciate that, man.
Well,
How's it
I
going?
I try. How you doing, brother?
Doing good. Set up in the bar tonight. A little bit different setting. Hope the lighting's
Ah, looks
okay for us.
nice. Ah, it looks nice. Looks
Yeah.
nice.
Custom
Yeah,
painted dartboard in the background. Did you see that?
black and gold. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, we've
Yeah,
got
so
cool.
yeah, I appreciate you inviting me on to your show the other night. And yeah, I was a little unorthodox. I jumped on. And I was like, oh my god. But everybody, I got a hold of Jim, and I'm like, hey Jim, you want to come on mine? And he's like, yeah, Bubba, just bring me on. So Jim, tell the people what you guys got going on. And I know we have that Facebook that Facebook that we do. And you're also doing that app that you have. So why don't you tell everybody what you got going on? Because you're a busy guy too.
Okay, yeah. Thanks for the plug. Yeah, I think we're 4 nights running in the last 7 days. But yeah, make sure to stop by our Facebook group if you haven't already. It's Steelers with an S Nation number 724. That's our Facebook group, and we welcome your content and your interactions there too. So. We're up over 400 members so far, Bubba,
Yeah,
on
I,
that
I
one too.
I seen that, and I've been welcoming people, and
Yeah.
you have decided, people, it's a Steeler site for us locals. It's not. I think we had some problems with people trying to sell tickets and stuff. Is that how?
Yeah, unfortunately, it just kind of we got overwhelmed with some ticket sales, and even though we appreciate that, we just
Sure.
don't want to be responsible for anybody could be on there less than admirable in their ticket sales stuff. So, plenty
Right.
other places to sell your tickets. We just like want your interaction, and we appreciate those followers that do contribute too. So, yeah, we got that going in our Steelers Realm podcast. We always do on Sunday night games or Sunday games. We do a Monday post game analysis on the previous Steelers game, and then on Thursdays we do the Thursday night pregame special.
What time
Unless
is that? What
unless
time
the
is that?
game is on Thursday nights, we'll probably bump it to Wednesdays. But yeah, we're on at 9 o'clock on those times on the podcast too. And then yeah, for those of you looking for something on your app to interact with sports, all kind of sports, not only just football and Steelers football, but psf.app. You can catch us there. Join our Steeler fans NFL group there. And it's a lot of fun watching games together. It's like a watch party. We get to comment, chat, throw our
Oh
2 cents
yeah,
in.
man.
It's
That's
a lot
a
of fun.
that Packers game, man. TA, man. I just jumped on, and then he was with his buddy, and I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna hang on and just chit chat, and you know what I mean. And sometimes I get on. Like the other day, I was on a little bit, and then Tam wanted to watch the game, and it's kind of hard to do that. And when your wife wants to watch a game, you know what I mean. You got to do that. So I jumped off, said my hellos, and then got out of there. So.
Yeah,
But
no, it's cool. A lot of people do. They'll pop in and out here and there
oh wow, look at
for
this.
the game.
We're getting a lot of people tonight.
Hey, Jeremiah. Yeah, hey, was able to share with some of our crew from the Facebook page and the YouTube
Sweet.
page,
Sweet.
which has
I
been
appreciate
growing
it.
too. So,
Yeah.
Jeremiah, thanks for jumping on, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate your input as always.
And
Yeah,
Craig
Steelers 7-4, soon to
Craig
be 8 and
Patton
4.
from Patton. Craig's always jumping on, man. I got Facebook people, and I want to give a big shout out to Mark, man, my buddy from Australia, man, Steeler Nation Australia. He
Hey,
come on
mate.
last week, man, and he loves Steeler football, and he's coming on. I got him on next week again. He's coming on,
Nice.
man, and
Nice.
he's awesome. So if you ever want to get a hold of him, man, Mark from Steeler Nation Australia, he loves Pittsburgh. And you know what? He told me I think he's the only podcast in Australia that's Steelers. He's like, you can't imagine. Yeah, he's going to be good. Yeah, all right. Yeah, he's going to be good for next week.
Uh,
Yeah, he told me that and Mark, you got to get hold with Steelers Realm. I'll give you the information with JT here, man. They would love to have you guys, have you come on.
Absolutely. Yeah, anybody who's passionate about the Steelers, man, we love having
he's
them
real
on.
passionate, man. His favorite player was James Harrison, so he loves
Oh,
the
yeah.
down and dirty and gritty and stuff. You know what I mean? Oh, he said okay. Yeah, and it's
Yeah,
nice
cool.
that I went international last week. That's pretty cool.
That is cool. Yeah, we have a buddy over in the UK, Joshua from the UK.
Uh-huh.
His dad is actually is a Packers fan, but he's a Steelers fan. And of
Okay.
course, he does a podcast called "It's Football, Not Football," and they
Uh-huh.
cover both NFL and soccer type football over there
Well,
too. So that's cool to get with him every now and then.
yeah, he said he's going to save some cash. He's going to try to make a game and come to the training camp. So when he does, I'm definitely going to drink. I don't know what they drink pints, but I'll be drinking. We'll definitely drink some Iron City. So,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Foster's
yeah,
Lager, right? Dude?
I haven't had that in a long time. He said he needs coin. Yeah, Mark, I need some coin too. Christmas is coming.
That's it, man. That's it.
Jeremiah, passionate about the Steelers. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. I got my love for my grandfather. He went to this. He was a season ticket holder since 1971. Went to all 4 Super Bowls.
Wow, nice.
God bless. Snuffy. That was my grandfather's. His real name was Virgilio, but Snuffy was his nickname. Shane's on the tune. Shane says hello. Todd's on here.
Shane-o.
Chris Elliott said, "What's up, Bubba and JT?"
Hey, Chris.
Shane said he watched Mark's show, the Aussie Steelers, earlier. Chris Ward, Tim Palmer.
Hey, Tim.
Benjamin, typical Benjamin every Wednesday night.
Yeah.
And he predicts the Steelers are going to win this Sunday 28-17. I like that. I like that. Yeah. And we'll get into that, guys.
Keep that needle pointing up.
We'll definitely get into that. I know you guys. Oh, he got a big shout out, Shane. Yeah, Shane jumped on last week, man. He's a good crazy mate, he said I got. But how did you like I mean, Christmas is a couple weeks away, but Matt Canada leaving is the greatest fucking Christmas gift I could possibly think of in probably many, many years, except for me proposing to my wife. Like,
you better say that.
Yeah, no, but how did you feel?
Dude, this is the gift that's going to give all month long, hopefully, but yeah. I don't know. Probably a small portion of Steelers Nation out there and Steelers fans everywhere. Only a small portion thought that probably wasn't a good move.
Yeah, you know who his name was? Daryl Grandy. Daryl Grandy was the only one I know that was, probably just loving Matt Canada. And he would bash me when I would say about Matt Canada. And he's like, they're never going to get rid of him. And I'm like, man, we're not going anywhere. We're stalling in neutral. Daryl, I understand that you like to get a little heat because you're in the radio business, but Matt Canada is gone.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, Matt Canada is gone. And even Mark in Australia said, look, it was awesome. It's the best feeling because now, we just need to fine tune a little bit of stuff. Like, and I knew they were going to beat Cincinnati. I mean, I always take Pittsburgh. I mean, I do. I always do. You know me. I mean, the score was 16-10, low scoring.
Right.
But I think that if Dante would have, maybe fought a little bit on that second pass, he could have got a touchdown. Like if Tomlin maybe would have thrown the flag and challenged that, so Kenny could have been 278 yards, and he could have had 2 touchdowns.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
certainly what could have been in that game. So, I mean, the drives were there. I don't know how they went. I don't know if they went the whole game with no 3 and outs, or it wasn't until the end of the game they finally had a 3 and out.
I can't remember, but I just read an article that TJ Watt said that was great because it let the defense rest.
21 snaps they got.
Yeah,
the defense,
and they're still holding them. Like, hey, Ralph Williams, he's on the clock. Hey, Ralph, how you doing?
Hey, Ralph.
I see TJ getting 11 sacks and breaking the record now because with these last games, look, I mean, Arizona, this game coming up, we'll talk about later.
New England
season. Yeah. I mean, I see us our identity will be running the ball. Now with Kenny, like that first pass to Freiermuth was something. Like that was the tempo to me of that game. Like it was a different feel. Did you feel that way?
Oh, absolutely. It was, they were on their toes, the defensive coordinator, and I said this on our podcast too. I said, how do you prepare for that if you're a defensive coordinator? I mean, all you can do is go by, the history of what they've been doing. or the plays they've been doing and try to recognize by formation what plays they're going to run. But this was a whole different offensive scheme coming at them. So, not only were they,
jet sweeps.
Yeah, well, not only are they low on the totem pole in overall defense, but they're missing their biggest offensive weapon with Burrow being down, and Cincinnati fans in general are pretty much they're
they
almost thrown the towel in.
Yeah. I mean, the defense, the Cincy defense was low. I understand that, but when you have a defense that low, you have to capitalize. I mean, we got 22 first downs. The time of possession was almost 38 minutes, 421 yards. I mean, it's a division opponent, and we just beat the living bejesus out of them. The only thing that didn't look good was the score, but everything else, we beat them, except for, I think, a little bit on not getting a couple of the blitzes from Cincy, because they were blitzing a lot, and they weren't picking them up, and Kenny was, running around because they got 2 sacks. And
yeah, but in total, really only a handful of hits on the quarterback on Kenny. I think I saw where it was 5.
0 3 and outs.
There you go.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
0
3.
Steele,
thanks for tuning in. Ralph said he's doing great.
Cool.
Yeah, and like I said, Pickett was 24 for 33, 278 yards, no touchdowns, which I think he could have had 1 or 2. Najee Harris, 15 carries, 99 yards. I mean, when they started, they just sat on it, and I think with that one run when he had like everybody, that was the Najee that I like.
Yeah, that's Najee we'd like to see, and good for him. I think it was way overdue. And here's a question. I'm not a big X's and O's guy, but were they putting him in a position to get yards in the plays that were called here over the last, not so much the last couple games, but up to that point? And it seemed like he always got it on first down and ran into a brick wall. And then they would try something else, maybe a little, dump pass over in the flat behind the line of scrimmage to try to spread them out. And then, you didn't see Jalen come in until third down where they put him in motion or, threw a screen to him or something. It just seemed like leading up until about 3 games ago, including a Cincinnati game, seemed like, Najee was getting the shit end of the stick when it came to the play calls and wasn't getting much. He was getting hit behind the line of scrimmage so many times. But it was really nice to see some of those holes.
Mason Cole, I'm not a big Mason Cole fan, but I mean, there were some holes. And Broderick Jones, since Broderick Jones got in the lineup, I mean, he has, Chooks never going to see a Steeler field again, I don't think, unless
I don't think
something happens, which I don't want to. I don't want to jinx anybody. But and right, it wasn't predictable because Najee was running with purpose, because I think since Canada left, it's a different ball game. No jet sweeps. Maybe they were pushing people out of the way and actually maintaining their blocks, except for the couple of times they couldn't pick up the blitzes when Kenny got sacked. Steele says the communication seemed better earlier in the season. The guys were missing their blocks. So yeah, that's how it goes. So, Jaylen Warren had 13 rushes for 49 yards. And then Pat Freiermuth. I mean, my God, like Mark said from Steelers Nation Australia, I mean, Freiermuth was 9 receptions, 120 yards. Freiermuth doesn't need to block. Freiermuth should be in the middle of the field, and by God, it took him all these 12 weeks to find the middle of the field. Like it's like Columbus finding a new world.
Should be your 4th receiver every play.
Oh well,
not every play.
Well, I think he could be. Honestly, I think he's a little bit more clutch than Dante. To me, I mean George. I mean George Pickens is your flash in the pan. If you get him, I mean, Pickens had that 43. He wasn't getting too much, and he got that big play. He had 58 yards, 3 receptions. And Dante had 4 receptions for whatever yards. I think he did about 60 or 50 some, and
that sounds about right. Freiermuth was what, over 100 yards?
He had 120, 9 receptions, 120. Yep. He doesn't need to block. No more blocking. They got Donner Washington. He got a couple plays. Connor Hayward, they're using the tight ends more to double tights. 3 tights.
3 tights.
They can do that every game. And you can't. How are you going to cover that? You can't.
Well, and here's the thing. I was reading a story today. It was well done, and I'm sorry I didn't note who wrote the article. It was well done about the three tight set. And what they were doing was they weren't just running one play out of it. They were running the ball, they were running pass plays, they were running
Right.
different plays off of that set, which had to keep them off guard too. And they were taking advantage of the zones that were given. The way he described it was a really good article. I wish I had a link to
Well,
it.
there's a lot of articles this week because I mean there was tons before I even got on it, like 9 o'clock, like I said about TJ, and then Najee running with purpose. So I mean the defense. Okay, now I don't know if you know this, but Fitzpatrick and Montavious Adams are back in the lineup. They practiced today. I don't know if
Oh,
you know
Mon
this or not.
Adams back, huh?
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. So and Bill Mims is in the house. Sean's in the house. Steele says the fan was talking about moving Washington from tight end to right tackle. What do you think about that?
No,
No, I don't want that, Steele. I
leave
think
Broderick Jones right there.
I think he is a big viable target in the red zone because he is massive. He's like he's like a Paul Bunyan. He's like
Huge.
6'7", 6'8".
Yeah.
He's huge. So I wouldn't do that, Steele. I do think that they won't draft a center because Mason Cole is still around, but they need to draft maybe another tackle next year. Dan Moore is young at the age of 25. He's serviceable. You're not going to get two great tackles. It's hard to
Right.
get that anymore. Not this year. He only has 3 catches. Well, I know, Steele, because that was all Matt Canada. Matt Canada didn't want to use him.
Right.
So
where was the middle of the field? We showed
Yeah.
we showed a graphic before and after, and it was amazing. I think we counted 7 passes in or around the middle of the field as opposed to none previous week.
Well, you'll see that now. Now defenses are going to have to defend us a little more because now they're not going to have any idea what's coming over in the offense.
Well, they're going to have to account for that.
Yeah.
Have to account for that. And then, of course, you start seeing success over there. Guess what that does? Opens up the run.
Exactly. And the run, I mean, both of them are almost at 600 yards right now. So probably by the end of the season, one of those two are going to get, or both, could get 1,000 yards. And that hasn't been done in such a long time. And I'm talking probably way back, maybe Rocky Blyer and Franco, maybe. I could be wrong. I know my Steeler history.
There's a good stat to look up.
That.
Go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, Mark. You know that one. Who was the last two Steeler running backs to rush both for 1,000 yards in one season? I know the last time was Franco and Rocky, but I don't know. Maybe it was somebody before that. I could be wrong. But Steele says they should try to get that center from WVU. Okay, well, they might. And then Joseph, thanks for tuning in. And then, Craig Fitzpatrick is real happy that Minka is back, so now he can put the jersey on again, loud and proud. Benjamin, I heard that Kenny Pickett's ankle, but you know what? He'll play.
He'll be playing.
Yeah, he'll be playing, definitely. Yeah. And then, okay, Mark's got this one. Yep. Okay, they can. Yep, I agree. I bet you, especially the next 3 or 4 games. The only defense is the Ravens, really, is the tough. We can't have any of these games like, creep up on us. The game that I think creeped up on us was the Houston Texan games. And that's the game I'm going to go with. Yeah. Because, TJ Watt had 2 sacks. Herbig had a sack. And this guy, Trenton Thomas, had an interception. I know you guys were talking about him last night on your show. What did you guys think about him? I think TA was talking about him.
Stud. It was stud, man. We want to see him on the field from now on. We want to see him on. It's just that simple.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We don't need the old Randy Finkner on this show. Freight Train.
Freight Train's on.
We got 2 offensive coordinators now. Are you okay with that?
2 offensive coordinators?
Are you okay with the 2 they got right now? Right now.
Well, I think he put these guys in a position where they were probably most comfortable or most able, or a combination of both. So whatever's going on certainly worked, and they had a great weekend to work that out.
Well, did you hear when Canada was in there? He never told any of his assistant coaches the game plan.
That's right.
And I tell
That's
you what,
right.
that's bullshit, and that's why he's probably the worst coach. He couldn't even coach goddamn Marion Center football right now. So hopefully he doesn't coach anymore. And his resume right now, nobody would want him because after one game after he was out, 400 yards. I mean, just just so in a depth quality. Well, I just think that both of them are planning together the game plan, and that's what they did. And they opened it up, and it was no jet sweeps. Uh-oh. I guess I was right. Joseph says it's 1976, Harrison Rocky. Thank you, Joseph.
That's right. That's right.
Okay. And Randy Finkner is coaching Mean Machine and still says they need to go outside the organization for the next offensive coordinator. Do you think that would be true? Still says that. I agree with Still. I think I want him outside and no Tomlin lineage with anything, no Steeler stuff outside. Outside. Let Sullivan still be the quarterback coach. Let Faulkner be the running back coach. Let that go, but have a offensive minded coach that has no affiliation with Tomlin, no affiliation with the Steelers. I don't want Brian Leftwich to come in because there is people out there now. There's a ton of people.
Oh yeah.
So
then I just hear that there may be up to 10 head coach firings by the end of the year.
Yeah, there'll be a lot, except for Pittsburgh, but there'll be a lot. The guy who's coaching the Raiders now, he's not going to make. He's going to be gone. Carolina just destroyed their whole team. And still says no Leftwich. Yeah, I thought like later on, like weeks ago, if they were going to, make a sure bet of getting Canada out of our coordinator position, they go with Leftwich. The only reason why I just wanted Canada out, I didn't care who. I don't care if Ronald McDonald was coaching the Steelers. And Chris Elliott said he heard rumblings of Cliff Klingsberg. Klingsberg, yeah. So hey, I don't know. Ralph Williams says Frank Wright is free. He's getting paid $30 million by Carolina. I don't think he's going to come, Ralph. He's going to sit at home and go fishing. I know I would.
Yeah.
I wouldn't play. I wouldn't coach, play, or nothing if I'm getting $30 million already paid, already guaranteed.
Let me add to our previous conversation. In addition to that, those were 14-game regular season that Franco and Rocky did that in.
Yes, it was.
But here's some other notables. Barry Foster and Bam Morris combined for 1,687, both topping 700 yards, each 94.
Was that the year that Barry Foster led the Steelers with 1,600 yards?
He had no, that was combined 1,687 that year, where they each topped 800 yards. Jerome in 96 had 1,431, and Eric Pegram chipped in for 509.
Okay.
And then 2007, Willie Parker with 1,316 rushing yards, and Najee Davenport added 490.
Oh, I remember him.
Yeah.
Didn't he smack somebody or something? Didn't he punch somebody?
Davenport?
Yeah, I think he punched somebody. He had criminal charges or something. I could be wrong. I mean, but I remember that.
Then another duo worthy of mentioning, Jerome Bettis with 941 and Deuce Staley. Remember that name? I
do remember that. That was Ben's rookie year.
Rookie year, 2004.
Yep. Yeah, and you know what they did with Deuce? He'd run the ball from the 20 to the 10, and then Bettis would come in and score a touchdown.
Right. At that point in Jerome's career, he was just the hammer.
Right.
He had some unbelievable statistic, like he only had 130 yards rushing, but 7 touchdowns or something crazy like that.
Yeah. Steele said he would take Kingsbury, and he said Najee would shit his pants. But I think Najee and Joseph says Foster and Bam was awesome. And I believe, like I said, this could be the closest because Najee's at 600, 598. Warren is 543. Arizona is coming, which we're going to talk about here shortly. Mm-hmm. The Patriots, the Colts defense, they could each get 1,000 yards, which I'd have never would have thought that, Warren would have got this much, So I mean,
Yeah, there's Deuce Staley.
yeah, and no Davenport shit his pants. That's why you remember him. Thanks, Steele. Yeah, he just got fired from the Panthers. Yeah, but I don't see him becoming a Steelers coach. I think outside the organization would be great for an OC, and there's going to be a lot of them. I remember 8 months ago, who are you going to get, Bubba? Now there's a smorgasbord of offensive-minded coaches now, and we could, hopefully if they pay them, because they don't. I don't want, cheap. When you get cheap coaches, that's what you get. So, but I mean, the Cincinnati scored 10 on us. Browning, 227 yards and a touchdown, but he had his couple of those passes deflected that added to his stats.
It was interesting. That was really interesting.
Yeah.
Two potential picks there too.
It was just so close. And then like even Joe Nixon got that pass out of the backfield and he was bumbling it and he caught it and he got a big long run because he only got like 16 yards rushing.
Oh yeah. Which
that's great for our run defense because now since Montel's back, the defensive line is at a strength because we are depleted in our inside linebackers, but LaDainian Roberts is coming on though.
Oh,
and then that dude that we just got from Atlanta, he's starting.
Really? They plugged him right in as starter?
Yeah, they plugged him right in. And I thought we were going to get that guy from the Colts that just got cut. But what I read and what I seen real quick was Philadelphia might be looking at him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Leftwich, OC Mark Whipple's assistant, Ralph says, Philly quarterback or coach or San Francisco's quarterback coach will be good OC, Steele said. And hell, the ball boy is, yeah, that's probably true, Freight Train. Yeah. Ball boy is probably, probably a genius. But, we're going Sunday, 1:00, facing the Arizona Cardinals. The Cardinals are fucking terrible. 2-19, and people's like, oh, this could be the trap game. I don't see it that way.
I don't see that.
And before I go to this other game, I'm going to ask you who would be your player of the game because I'm going to go with the same players that I did last night or the other night on your show. My Triple B player of the games are the offensive coordinators. that's my players of the game.
Yeah, you're digging into TA's tricks there on that one, Bubba.
Well, yeah.
TA rattles off the top 5 players and said, yeah, but then I'm going to give this guy credit. And yeah, but on the defensive side, and it's like, wait a minute. One. Just pick one.
Well, I always go Boswell. Mav would always make fun of me. He's like, Bub, you'd always take Boswell. I was like, well, Boswell was our scoring points machine, that or TJ, or Ben at that time back in the day. I mean, I did take Kenny that time against the Raiders, 50th anniversary. But who would be yours?
Najee. I went with Najee on the show, and I'm sticking with that one.
Well,
we know.
Yeah, you got to, yeah.
Joey Jr.
If they didn't draft him, you'd have jumped off a pier that night. That's your boy, got a jersey and everything. I tell you what, though, he's playing pretty good ball. He's shutting down when he needs to. He had great plays.
He's learning to play in the NFL.
Yeah,
he's learning to play in the NFL, and he's, each week you can see him adapting his style a little bit. I mean, he's very aggressive, and that's, I think, something that really shone when they were looking at him. That, and we haven't seen that much in cornerbacks over the years is aggressive cornerbacks right up on the receivers, knocking them off their timing and their routes early on. And he's that hands-on kind of guy, but yet he sticks with them. So he just has to, he has to work through those issues and find out how far he can go and how far he, where he has to draw the line.
Well, he's on a number one receiver.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Chase, if I have the stats, which I did, I try to be a stat guy sometimes, but sometimes it doesn't work out. Chase only had 4 receptions for 81 yards.
There you go.
So, I mean, he wasn't.
That's a win. That's
a win. Oh, my
God.
Yeah. And he didn't score a touchdown, and that's good. Like Steele said, he took Freiermuth, and then Mark from Steelers Nation Australia took Freiermuth, and Freight Train. Oh, hopefully he doesn't get shot in Denver.
Shot me in Denver.
Yeah. Yeah, don't bring up Denver. That's that Tim Tebow playoff game makes me sick.
Yeah.
To this day. Yeah. So, like when I was getting back, the Cardinals are 2-10. They lost last week. They got fucking murdered, 37-14 to the Los Angeles Rams. So, and they gave up 4 sacks, and their defense allowed 5 touchdowns last week. So, this could be a smorgasbord for the Steelers, to grab the forks and spoons and go to town
and feast.
Yeah, maybe get to 20. I'd be happy with 28. 28.
Yeah, we need to get up above the 20 mark anyhow against a team like this. We need to start working towards that playoff caliber offense, and even scoring 20 points.
Well,
you're not going
it's
to go
just
for
a
in the
slow, tedious thing on the Pickett offense now. The second game without Canada, you know what I mean? And you get, this week he gets a touchdown, and he still gets. I'm happy if it's 260. I'm okay with that. 265, one touchdown, no picks. I'm okay with that, and running the ball and keeping the defense off the field. And over the last 5 meetings, the Steelers had 4 wins against the Cardinals. And in 11 Steeler games this season, they have 7 wins against the spread if anybody's betting, just to put it out there, which I don't bet the spread. I do parlays, and I'm trying to win like whatever, but that's nothing. I can't do that because I picked the crazy ones. I picked Donnell Washington to try to get that plus 1,200 to score a touchdown. You know what I mean? It's just, I go for the crazies. Oh yeah. I mean, if I could get it,
you never know.
Well, I tried to parlay a one, Thanksgiving. I think I tried to parlay something for $45,000. I was trying to go gang ho. I posted on social media. I know it's crazy, but hey, it only takes one. If God sees me one time and is like, hey, Bubba, Shazam, here you go. I mean, holy heck. Now, Chris says this is where we finally get 30. Steelers 34, Cardinals 13. Steele says keep Murray in the pocket, then it should be an easy win. I believe that. Donnie Fulmer, thanks for tuning in, Mr. Tap Out. I think TJ Watt, Highsmith, Herbig, that defensive line, but they got to go against the next Steeler they're going against, Mr. James Conner, who when he left Pittsburgh now, he's actually been very, very good. And I did like James Conner when he was at Pittsburgh. Did you?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it was just, his injuries and time on the field.
A couple fumbles. A couple miscues. Yeah, that one game it cost us. He fumbled that one and cost us the game. But he has 526 yards and 2 touchdowns. And I think last year he was in the Pro Bowl, I believe. So, what it is now is everybody that leaves Pittsburgh actually produces now. Back when mid 80s and early 90s, if they let Pittsburgh, they were bagging groceries at Buy Low, and except for the only one was Rod Woodson. Everybody else, Yancey Pigpen, anybody else like Chad Brown. I mean, he did okay, but he wasn't the superstar he was when he was in Pittsburgh. Now, against Chad, I know you guys had Chad on your show, but
that was the one guy that I had that I was sad to see go.
He was good.
Yeah,
that defense was good too.
And
that whole defense at that time.
And he was a victim, and that was around the time the what do I want to say? The pay changed and the free agency began.
Right.
That kind of stuff. And at that point in time, it was just a monetary decision. Yeah. Just like some of our players along those lines early on, just a victim of the process. But yeah. So anyhow, are we doing predictions now? Are you saving yours?
Well, I was going to say, they have a receiver, Marquez Brown, 574, 4 touchdowns, and the tight end. We need to stop the tight end, Trey McBride. He has 521 yards, 48 receptions, and 1 touchdown. I think this is going to be, big time Steeler football. They're at home. I think it's going to be about 50 degrees.
Yeah.
The electricity at Heinz Field, because that's what I'm calling it. I can't call it Askew. I just can't. Just the feel, it's everybody's going to be boozing. It's going to be a good time. Steelers defense is pretty much as healthy as they're going to be all season.
Yeah, you're right.
Except for the middle linebackers, tragically getting. I mean, that's just bad. I mean, I like Quan Alexander. He was coming. I mean, that just sucked.
Oh, he was. Yeah. He was playing well.
It's just terrible, and that's back to back. But like I said, Fitzpatrick's back, and then we were doing so good without Fitzpatrick. Can you imagine now with Fitzpatrick back there?
Well, here's bringing up Fitzpatrick. Here's something we were talking about. It's like we need to free him up from having to make all these tackles in the secondary, and free him up to make plays on the receivers. Right.
Right.
We need him to be the first round pick that we eventually got, and
He should be ball hawking.
we need him ball hawking, not
Yes.
tackling. I mean, we
No.
appreciate him leading the team in tackles at one point, but we
He
don't want to
shouldn't
see
be
that.
leading. He
No.
should not be leading the team in tackles.
No, we've been saying that for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's free him up to make plays on the ball and be the superstar.
Well,
that
see,
he can be.
I read something real quick because you know it is. You know, we live in Western Pennsylvania. There's a Steeler article every goddamn 2 seconds.
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
no doubt.
and KZ and McNeil, you know, kept those secondary guys in order while Fitzpatrick was out. So they got some props for that. You know, and we just are a tenacious, like when Thompson got that, you know, interception, you know, that was just what's been going on all year. Like, don't bend, don't break, but get a, you know, a good, quick, you know, takeaway. And I think we're second in takeaways, maybe first now. I don't know. So, I mean, let me see. Oh, we got some, here we go. We got this one, 30, Benjamin, 35-17.
Stepping up, dude.
Woo, Benjamin.
Stepping up.
He always picks high scores. High scores. Craig from Patton, 21-9. Keep him out of the end zone. Well,
wow, 3 field
Todd
goals.
says Watt and Highsmith will have 4 sacks. And Jim LaMotta, thanks for tuning in. I believe that to be true. I believe they're going to feast all over Murray with that offensive line that is shitty. And Mark from Australia, yes, KZ has been playing good.
Yep.
Come back from that injury. So yeah, I mean,
All right.
now our defense, now is the time to just add these games. I just want to go one game at a time. I don't want to get way ahead of myself.
Sure.
Okay. So I mean, I guarantee, well, I don't want to be Joe Namath here, but I'm gonna go say 28-10 Pittsburgh with Kenny Pickett, hopefully, and I'm gonna parlay with fucking George Pickens getting a touchdown. It's gonna happen. I mean, you know, and if Darnell Washington gets a touchdown, if I can't, that's crazy. I did last week. I did Darnell Washington, Jalen Warren, and Pickens. And yeah, that didn't happen. So, you know, and he says Murray scores no touchdowns. And it could be a Steeler defensive touchdown too.
Could be.
That could happen. That could happen.
Could be.
So,
let me ask you guys this. Could Minka have his first interception this year in his first game back? Why?
That could happen. A deflection. Well, me and you decided we want him as a ball hawker, not a tackler.
That's right.
So if he's getting a deflection, boom, he could run it in, and he's good at that. And even Steels took him 31-13. So a lot of guys on Facebook and everybody is taking, I mean, this is a time to feast on this team. They're 2-10. We have to go, you know, out there at Heinz Field and just beat the living bejesus out of them. The only thing that I'm worried about is, like I said before, is I do like James Conner, and hopefully we can stop him because he's coming back home. He's got something to prove. Former Steeler, former big pit star. He's got something to prove. Probably wants to have a big game against the Steelers, but also too, he could fumble too because he used to fumble for us all the time. So
last time Arizona won in Pittsburgh, do you guys know?
I would say it had to be Jimmy Hart was quarterback in the 70s.
It was 1969.
Well, 70s. Oh, well, that was close. I was close. Wow.
You're close.
Well, that's good though. Yeah, yeah, that's good stats. I try to do history stuff, but sometimes I'm wrong.
Yeah,
but yeah,
I just kind of felt.
So you're taking the Steelers. You're taking the Steelers. You're taking the Steelers by what?
Oh yeah, I'm going 27-17. 27-17.
Donnie Fulmer says they need to dominate.
Steelers by 10.
Donnie says they need to dominate the game. Todd says I think Porter Jr. will get the pick. I'm thinking 27-12 Steelers. There ain't nobody on this podcast. There ain't nobody in Facebook. No one is taking Cardinals. No Burns, thank God, because Burns is goofball. You know what I mean? And I do. Yeah. And I do look, I am not jumping off the Kenny Pickett bandwagon. I believe every game he's going to get better, and this is the time that he gets better going on these last month. And the last month is when you want Kenny Pickett to throw for 250, 2 touchdowns, or 290, or to get that 300-yard game, which he hasn't got yet. If he's going to sling it, there's going to be an INT somewhere. That's just how it goes. So, and Donnie says 27-10. So, yeah, I mean, it'll be exciting. Now, you said before you get out of here, before we cut this, we both get out of here, you said next week. Oh, Bob said 31-10. I'm telling you, Bob Mock, 31. Boy, there is a lot of scores in the 30s. This is the first game this year that most 99.9%. Well, it's because they're playing the 2-10 Cardinals, but that don't matter, though, because everybody thinks it's a Tomlin trap game, which I don't think it is.
I don't think so. So right now, the odds are Steelers -5.5 with the over/under at 41.
Wow. Well, Freight Train says the only way Cardinals win if the Steelers let them stay in the game. Steele says last year's Buffalo game, he threw for over 300. Okay. Thank you, Steele. Dan Keith says 35-10 Steelers. So,
wow.
Okay. Kenny Pickett can throw, and he threw in that Buffalo game, which that was an ass beating. So that was bad. And we have it. And realistically, the only ass beating that we really got was the 49ers this year. And every other game we beat ourselves. Cleveland, we beat ourselves. The Houston Texans is a hard pill for me to swallow, getting beat by that rookie. Benjamin's changed the score again to 42-12.
Oh,
Rich Smoke got on there. He said, "Go Cardinals."
Hey,
and he's
Smoke.
just kidding. He's just kidding.
Yeah,
so
he is. Fox Sports picked Pittsburgh 28-12.
Well, I've seen that.
And they picked the under.
31-6. Ooh. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's great. So, hey, before we get out of here, I know you plug stuff in the beginning, but it's also good to plug stuff in the end. So,
yeah.
Oh, Freight Train says, I think the Steelers could beat the Eagles right now. He's talking shit to Smoke.
Oh, come on, Freight Train. He must have been tapping some of that bourbon.
Well, tomorrow we do our NFL college picks. They can argue it out because that's a big game tomorrow, 49ers in Philadelphia. So, and the refs beat us with the Jags. Yeah, that was a close game too.
Yeah, that was kind of ugly.
Yeah,
kind of ugly.
But we might see. Hey, if we see him again, it could be totally different. So anyway, what do you got to plug before we get out of here, sir? And I appreciate you coming on as always. Gold medal, the gold medal championship of podcasting. You're the heavyweight champion. I'm the intercontinental champion.
Oh man, yeah. Hey, that's fun. Out of 2 podcasts, we both placed. So
yeah,
we crushed it, Bubba.
I know,
crushed it.
Ryan Reddick, thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, we'll be on tomorrow night with our pregame. We'll dig into it. I believe
what time is yours?
TA will be back. We're at 9 p.m.
9 p.m.
Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time. And we'll be on there. We're skipping this weekend's game on the PSF app, but we will be simulcasting our Thursday night game on the PSF app and Steelers Home podcast sites.
Oh, that might be a good one with the Patriots, because if I jump on there, it's going to be a lot of F-bombs.
Oh, yeah. We're definitely looking forward to that.
I hate the Patriots. Game. Yeah. So you guys got the Patriots game next week. So are you doing Steelers Realm? When are you doing your Steelers Realm? Because you don't do Thursdays. You're going to do it. What night you going to do it?
We'll probably do it Wednesday. Yeah, for that New England game. We'll do.
What time are you doing? What time are you doing it Wednesday? I don't want
to. 9 p.m. 9 p.m. That's usually our go-to.
Oh damn. I'll maybe I'll go a little earlier so I don't cut into your shit. Because that's it's like 2 wrestling companies on the same day. That's how I look at it. Yeah. I could probably. Yeah. I might go a little earlier. Yeah, I might do that because, you know what I mean? I don't like competing. You know what I mean? Because it just you got your same people jump on my stuff and my people jump on your stuff. That's just crazy.
We just go back to back.
That
way, we'll have 2 good hours of Steelers talk, pregame talk.
Well, we can make it an anti-fucking Patriots, and you guys can come on.
Oh yeah, that Wednesday. That's right.
Yeah,
Wednesday. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about it.
Hey, that's something to keep in mind too. If we're going to do that, maybe we should just mega cast the Patriots game.
Mm. Well, I know next week we're bringing on Mark from Steeler Nation Australia, so we'll have international stuff next week.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
We have to reach out to
Well,
Josh.
yeah, maybe we could do a mega cast or something. Because if you guys are going at 9, it doesn't pay for us to, you know what I mean? It doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't. So maybe we could, if hey Mark, if you're I know you're coming on, we could do a mega cast where we have a whole bunch of people. We can do that. And we could it could be anti. I mean, I hate the Patriots, so because that would.
We all do. If you're a Steeler
yeah.
fan, you don't like the Patriots.
Yeah, we can go. We can do. We can do. We could do something. We'll talk about it because we'll talk about it off air or something. But I'll let everybody know because it doesn't pay. It doesn't pay for me to because I do mine on Wednesday nights at 9, and you guys are doing it because there's a Thursday night game. And I mean, I could probably do Thursday, but you know what I mean. We'll see.
We'll see what these guys feel like. Last time we did a Thursday night game, we wrapped up we did a pregame right before, and then we went on live with the PSF app. So we ended the podcast, the simulcast, and as we got into the game. So we may do that. We'll kick that around. You and I can talk offline.
Yeah, we'll talk. Everybody that's listening tonight, we'll discuss and we'll promote it, whatever. Because I just don't feel, and I did that with Larry Stryker. I don't like. Larry did a big show, and I just canceled my Experience show and let him run 2 hours. I just don't like doing that. It is like independent wrestling in the same town, run the same show. I just don't like doing that. Right. So, but yeah, we think we could. Oh man, we could plan. This is pretty good.
Yeah,
it'd be an anti. Yeah, because I got a lot of people tonight, and I appreciate everybody for tuning in. And and next week, like I said, my special guest will be Mark from Steeler Nation Australia.
Nice.
So go ahead, Jim.
One other thing I wanted to mention: kudos going out to James Harrison and Hines Ward for making the semifinalists for the Hall of Fame.
Both of
two of my favorite players ever.
Hines Ward should get in.
Yeah. How many years for Hines now?
I bet you it's been 10.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while for him too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's a lot of arguments. Plus, he doesn't have the stats, but boy, I'll tell you what, you go back and watch some films. And by the way, I'm going to give somebody else a plug too. Go out on Twitter or X, whatever it is now, and check out Steel City Star. His a plethora of old Steeler videos.
Oh, you still doing that? You guys still?
Well, you know what? I was out there, and I'm like, man, we need to connect with him again. And so he did a plug, and he had a couple short films and video clips he put together of Hines Ward and of James Harrison. So check him out on Twitter, Steel City Star on Twitter, and always posting great video stuff. He's back again.
Both deserving. Yeah, I agree with that too.
No doubt.
Jeremiah. I both. Chris Anderson says, love your show, Bubba, and your show, JT. So
thanks, Chris.
I mean, we might as well just combine. We might as well do a mega cast.
Let's do it. Hey, it's about time.
Yeah, we haven't done one in a while, and we could,
So
TA will be all ready.
I've been working on some guests myself too. I reached out to Mike Malarkey again, and he may be coming out of hiding.
Oh, okay.
Very soon.
The last time you guys did that. Yeah.
The last time that was back in 2000, believe it or not. And his interview with us resurfaced again and went viral 2 years later over the Brian Flores and the lawsuits with the NFL. But anyhow, did get in touch with Levon Kirkland, who is looking over the schedule, and we're trying to work a date out on that. And then Randy Fuller is excited to get back on with us.
Oh,
again.
He was on. Yeah, I was typing to him. Randy's a good
dude, he's a great guy.
Yeah, you got the Steeler connections. I just have the wrestling connections.
But that's okay. We'll get those guys back, and we'll get them to jump on too. I think Freight Train even prompted Randy to get a hold of Cordell. So,
that was awesome. I just lost my shit guessing that one.
Yeah,
because Cordell has his own podcast now. He jumped on that megacast, and then he just went into podcasting.
He did, and then kind of disappeared again. He quit doing it again too. But and I even threw a request out there to get Rod Woodson maybe for the Ravens game, even just to get a little clip, some audio from him. So we'll see how.
Yeah, you got better connections than I got.
See how
you're Walt Disney, where I'm FX.
But we are not woke.
That's funny.
But we're not woke, though.
Yeah, well, that's okay. Well, I get too explicit sometimes. That's what kills me. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, next week we'll talk about it. I'll promote it. We'll do whatever. Like I said, next week my guest is going to be Mark from Steeler Nation Australia. He's coming back on. He loves to talk Steeler football, and then we could do an anti-Patriots bashing. Maybe I can bring Cable on to talk about the Patriots.
Oh, that'd be perfect, man.
I'll see if I can get him on. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
I'll see if he wants to do it. He hasn't done stuff in a while, but maybe he wants to come on and, maybe for a little bit just to pop on and say hello and
throw his 2 cents in.
Yeah, throw his 2 cents in and you get out of here. I'll throw him a plug and see if he does it.
Yeah.
So,
I'm sure he's not real happy about this year's season.
No, he's not. No, he's not. No. Cheer, mate. All right. We'll be in touch, Mark. I'll be in touch. Definitely. Thanks for coming on. And everybody that's a Steeler fan, please go check out Steeler Nation Australia. Mark does Steeler videos and talk every day about Steeler football.
Wow.
Every day he's doing videos. He's doing stuff. I mean, that's his job. He is a podcaster, and that's what he does for a living. Steeler podcasting. God bless him.
Wow,
yeah, I wish I could do that too, but I don't live in Australia. I live in Western.
We'll make sure to post his link out there too. Share it with you, Bubba.
Everybody, thanks for coming on. Like I said, we'll be talking about it, discussing it, and trying to do something because I think this could be very huge because we had a lot of people on the Facebook and YouTube and whatever, and then just bring it all in. Hey, Todd, thank you very much. Appreciates what we're doing. Okay. Here we go. I'm getting out of here. Everybody, watch the Steelers beat the living crap out of the Cardinals at Heinz Field. And, yes, he said every damn day he talks Steeler football.
There you go.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. So, okay, for JT and myself, everybody, thank you. Hold on, I got one more comment. Oh, he's part-time. I thought you were full-time. You will be full-time, brother. You'll be full-time.
Hey, being a Steelers fan is full-time.
It's full-time. Yeah, he's good. So everybody, for myself and JT, thanks for coming on tonight. JT, thank you for coming on. Great show tonight. And I don't do the hot tub. That's JT's thing. That was Freight Train saying that. So okay, everybody. Yeah. Go ahead.
Careful in the hot tub.
There we go. Everybody.
We'll see
you guys
time.
Later. Everybody, go Steelers. Later, everybody.